And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our hometown office hours. My name is Matt Larson, and today we've got Terry and Vera on from our customer support team. Good afternoon, both of you. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. So before we jumped on office hours today, we were doing some testing, and this is a really exciting feature. So you're kind of seeing us for the first time going through and checking out the Active Sessions plugin, our new logged in plugin, which is available. It's been available for the last week. We've had a couple requests to turn it on, but you do have to request to turn this on at this point. It's not going to just go on by default. So I just want to confirm and make sure everyone knows that. So just shoot us an email at ops if you want to try this. Basically, what it's doing is not using the IP address anymore at all. It kind of goes away from that standard solution, which is how most paywalls work if they're going to limit something, and it just uses active sessions. So under the settings, you can set it to a maximum number of active logins. And what we're going to show you is how it looks when you have one active login as the max. So, I mean, I think the recommendation is to do more like 3, because then the user can, use their phone, their home computer, and maybe like a work device without having to keep logging themselves in. Although it would be pretty easy for them to do that if they just had some type of password reminder on their browser. It would be easy to just keep logging back in. But I think to have 3 is probably a good number, but we're going to demonstrate it with 1 right now. So what we have here is the Ops Sandbox site, right? And I can go here. I'm logged in as a subscriber, so I can look at any story. Okay, the full story. Now I've got Terry with the same login and password. Could you go ahead and log in on your computer?
Sure, give me just 1 second.
Okay, great. And again, because on this demo site, the number of active sessions is set to 1, once she logs in, it's going to immediately log me out. Okay, and here's the privacy policy, which is, of course, on every live site now.
Okay, I'm logged in.
Okay, cool, thank you. So now I just reload it, that same article, and I only get the teaser. So I hit the paywall in this case. So let's turn the screen control really quick over to Terry. Okay, and just show the same thing now. Now Vera, take that same login and password. Well, first, hold on, go ahead and open an article. So this is on Terry's desktop now. What's that? Yeah, I can see your screen, yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at an article.
Right.
I can
so
see
now
the
you have
whole
full access. Okay.
And as soon as Vera logs in, I won't be able to go to the article.
Okay, yeah, keep clicking on articles and showing how we can look at multiple stuff. Now, Vera, go ahead and take that same login. It's got to be the same one, the test one.
Okay.
Okay, tell us when you're logged in. See, this is just so cool. This is like the thing about our hometown is we put out these products as soon as they're ready, and so okay, very cool. So perfect. Okay, so this is some real-time beta testing here. This is very cool. So that's the first time I've seen that in action. So
immediately when someone else logs in, the other person's logged out. No delay.
That's amazing. Okay, so now let's make Vera the presenter for a second and just show how she now has full access. Now, let's do a test. Okay, we haven't done this ahead of time yet. Terry, can you log in as ops now and change it to 2 so that 2 people can log in simultaneously?
Just 1 sec.
Okay.
Are you able to see my screen?
Oh, yes, I can see your screen perfectly. Thank you. And I can see that you have full access. That's great. And I think we might as well just go back to my screen at this point. Well, no, we're going to stay on your screen for a second. And as soon as Terry changes those settings, I'm going to log in and we're going to make sure that we can both see the content. Okay.
We should be able to log in. I set it to 2.
Oh, cool. All right, great.
And this is fun because I'll get to knock one of you guys out.
Yep. It's like a game of knockout. Yeah. Okay. All right. Confirmed access to the Babe Bluffs article. So, I mean, everything on this site has a paywall. So I am in. So Vera, are you still in? Let's see your screen. Can you load
Yes, I'm
another
still
article?
in.
You have
Yeah.
full access?
Okay, I'm going to try. Let's see who I kick out.
Right. Now, I believe the way it's set up is it's going to kick Vera out because she's yeah, I'm the most recent one to log in. But let's see. Let's confirm that. So keep clicking on articles. This is some real-time testing, people. This is so cool. I assume James did something along these lines, although I don't know. It would have been a pain logging in and out. But this is okay. So hold on. I just got kicked out. So that actually may be a setting so that you can kick out the most recent person to log in or the oldest person. Or the first person, right.
I'm still logged in.
You're still logged in, right. So it kicked me out. So that, I believe, is a setting. Actually, I think that was mentioned in the blog post here. No.
Wait a minute, it just kicked me out.
It just kicked you out now. Okay. So
neither one of you have access?
Let me double check.
It's prompted me to log in.
I'm not logged in. Maybe it takes a few minutes to switch to 2.
Yeah, I'm logged out too. I'm going to log back in as ops and check this out. See what the setting is. So walk me through this, Terry. Let's actually go to your screen for a second. Terry, can you walk me through how to get to the logged in controls area right there? Yeah, where you're at.
Yep.
Settings.
General, and it's all the way at the bottom.
I see. He just tacked it on at the bottom here. Okay, so yeah, what I was actually thinking about was this login logic, which allows new users to log in by terminating old sessions. That's what's turned on.
Right.
But right here in front of me, I loaded it separately from you and I see it says 2. So why was it only allowing, it was basically only allowing 1, right?
Yeah.
At first it was allowing 2, but then it switched to 1. So I think we need to test that again. Let's just see. Vera, can you try to log in for me?
Yep, I'm logged in.
As the test one or as ops?
As test.
Okay. Now, Terry, can you also log in as test?
Yep.
Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so it sends you back to the home page. Let's check. Okay, you're in. So Vera, how about you? Can you reload a page, please? An article? Make sure you're still in.
Okay, it looks like I'm still in. I just refreshed.
Okay, good. So far, so good. Now let me try to log in as the test. Okay. Keep clicking around and make sure you're not losing access, okay? Because that is weird how it just changed. Before I log in, just go ahead and can both of you just click? Okay, just go ahead and click on one more article for me, both of you, before I log in. Make sure you're still in.
I'll just keep clicking. I'm still logged in.
Okay. All right, here we go. Third active session request is in. And I am logged in.
It kicked me out.
Okay. So that's good.
Yeah, too. Kick us both out.
Okay, so that's twice now that it did it. So it's reverting back.
I'm going to try to log in again and let's see what happens.
Okay, let me keep clicking around.
Let's see if we'll allow 2 people.
And I'll stay out.
Okay. Yeah, that's. What's the language here? Oh, look at this. It says allow new login by terminating all other old sessions.
Okay, I'm logged in.
That's why. It just wipes it out. Be better if it just knocked off one person. So let me check. Hold on, I was just reading on the blog post there. So you're now in. Vera is not. I'm still in. Yeah. So that's what it is. It's actually really clearly written right on the plugin description. So when you go over the limit, it logs out everyone except for the newest login. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that's behaving
Okay,
as
that
it's
makes
supposed
sense.
to. Yeah, it's behaving exactly as it's supposed to, just not as I understood it was going to. So, yeah, no, I think that makes sense. It just kind of, it's a clean slate. Now, there's this other setting for block. Do not allow new login if the limit is reached. Can we test that out too?
Sure.
It'd be kind of fun. Okay, so right now.
Did you change the setting?
No. Can you log in as ops and change that setting really quick?
Give me just a second.
Share screen, perfect.
Oh, I'm supposed to be logging in as.
Now, yeah, all of this has to be done by ops. So just let us know if you want these settings changed, but this is the other option.
This is good. We'll know what to ask customers when they want it set up.
Yep, these are the two questions, right? Number of active logins and what is the login logic. So this is going to be a demonstration of block. And let's leave it as 2 active logins, and then when I log in, it should just block me and leave you 2 logged in.
Log in.
Usually, see that? I kind of like that option a little bit more, actually.
Yeah. The only thing is I can see somebody sharing this with, you know, friends or family, and then they're the ones that are locked out. So they'll have to personally say, "Hey, look at I'm."
They have to bug their sibling that borrowed it once and not logged in all the time. You know, I often wonder how like Netflix and the other streaming platforms look at this, because you know it's kind of like a well-known thing that you can share your Netflix account. But I don't know if there's any kind of limit
You can
on
only
that.
do 4 devices.
Oh, you've pushed that limit, and
Yeah.
nice.
I think my son
4
does.
different.
I think it depends on the level that you purchase.
Right. Right. But I'm sure what they're doing, because they're very sophisticated, is some type of 4 active logins. Like, they don't look at just the IP address either. You know, they're doing it this way. And so Vera, do you know, does it kick the other people out? It probably does the block mechanism, where the 5th person trying to log in just gets blocked.
Yeah, it says when, like, if you have 4 devices already connected, it says that the maximum number of devices have been used for your account. Log out
Right.
and try again.
Well, there you go. So here it is. This plugin is following the gold standard in digital subscriptions for digital content, you know, Netflix. So this combined with auto renewing subscriptions, you've got everything in the bag here. So, okay, now you are in as ops. So let's get you in as test, both of you.
Are you in that?
What's that?
Are you logged in, or are you going to kick us out or reach the limit?
I will. Well, looks like what's going on right now. Let me see what my status is here.
I'm logged in right
I am logged in.
under tab.
Okay,
let's see if
great.
it blocks me.
So great. The screen that we're showing should get blocked. If this works right.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Beautiful. Isn't that cool?
Can you see my screen?
Active
Yeah.
logins found. That is perfect.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, cool.
Be cool if we could tell them like how many, 3 logins have been used, or to even say like what devices are logged in to help them figure it out. But I mean, this is amazing as is. It's pretty cool.
It's gonna help so many.
Yeah. Yep, that's
Now, is there a
super
limitation to the maximum?
Good question. I don't think so. Is there any way to see that? It's just, you just put in a number, so it's not like a drop-down menu. So
This is going to be excellent for like libraries and things.
I
yeah,
was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
For Congress people who have a subscription, they share logins, like at city halls and that.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, it's just
Good for everybody.
yeah, it provides just the right amount of pressure to make it just like, you know, if they're really using it that much, you know, it's easier to just get another subscription and not constantly.
Keeping honest people honest, right?
Yeah, it's just helping
Yep.
them be more honest, right? Very cool. Okay, so that's a thorough test. I mean, that's all the features that I wanted to check on. What is this other thing though? Force logout?
Yeah, it looks like you can force a log out of a certain IP address. So
is it IP address, or it says enter the user ID?
Oh, user ID. So if you know your sister's user ID and you want to cut her, you know, oh, well, I guess it wouldn't work for, that won't work. Maybe there's some people that you just don't want.
No, I think it's not about logging out 1 or 2 of the active logins. It would force log out the user completely from all devices. So like if they're, let's say someone has hijacked their account, right? And we have the block setting on. The owner of the account, it's like trying to log in, but he's getting blocked.
Right.
That's a scenario, right? Like some friend, you know, just logged in once and kind of took over the account. So you would log out the user ID from MemberPress, I think. You just flush everyone out and then allow the owner to log in or reset their password.
Another scenario could be somebody who travels and they have it on multiple devices. You can log them out that way too.
It
So let's
doesn't,
say they have their work computer, their mobile phone, and their laptop at home, and they're traveling and they're using a different device. You go,
Right. Well, see, yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, but we have to remember that publishers don't have access
To what?
to this forced logout. We would have to
Right.
set that.
Good
And
call. Right.
it's
That's
safe to
right.
say there's no maximum active login since I'm almost up to 1,000.
Yeah. So I don't think anyone's gonna want to do anything more than 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That's gonna be our recommendation whenever someone sets this up. I think 3 is probably good. That's interesting though. Yeah. So if someone comes to you with a complaint, because that would really only be an issue, I think, with block, because if it was allow, then you wouldn't need to force log out anyone. You would just
Right.
log in and kick out the old users.
Right.
But if block was the logic setting, the login logic setting here, that you could force people out, that is very cool. There's a lot of useful features there. So, okay, I think that concludes the testing today.
I did have a
if you have any
question.
questions. Yeah. Shoot.
Now, is there a default? Are we using the block or are we using the active users? Or is it up to the papers to decide what protocol they want to follow?
I think we need to ask them, because those are pretty big differences. So that's a great question. That's I think we need to ask anytime someone wants this feature. So the sun, we did not ask. So we need to get back to them on that. Present them with the 2 options. So we'll follow up on that after the call. Good question, Vera. Anything else like that?
Nope, that was the only one I had.
Okay. So yeah, just reviewing the newsletter from last week. We've got some events. Last week we did the podcast virtual conference.
I have a question.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Back to the login limits there.
Yes.
Is that going to affect SEO at all? I mean, will Google still be able to do their crawls and things like that?
Yeah. So I believe that.
The login anyway. Okay.
What's that?
They don't have to have a login anyway. It's just a crawl anyway, right?
Right. Right.
Okay.
We're providing it to them in the way that they need to index it.
Gotcha. So no effect. Yeah.
Right. Any other questions on that? That's a good one.
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Tomorrow we'll have the replay come out from last week's virtual conference. For this, we've already got a couple dozen publishers registered. I think the last count was 25 publishers coming to Kevin Slimp's session on the, wait, is that the 12th? Or did we, I might need to change that graphic. Oh, it's November. I thought it was actually the 19th. So, geez, I need to double check that right now.
I think I got an invitation for.
Yeah, no, that needs to be updated because it's the 12th. So if we go to log in more and go to this page, just double check here. Oh, okay, so it is the 12th.
I think originally it was the 13th.
Yeah, we kind of had moved it around a bunch. Oh, okay. Well, that's no problem. It's just I didn't realize. Okay, so anyway, coming up a little bit sooner than I thought. So you can just register right on Kevin's webinar page there. That should be cool. Let's see. Then we've got increasing digital subscriptions coming up right after, the day after Kevin's webinar. talking about innovations in local news. We're going to go over some case studies from audio articles and the apps, customizable push notifications there. This is part of a webinar series put on by Lion, the local independent online news publisher association. So we're going to be working with them for the next year. We've got a really cool sponsorship set up with them. So they're promoting this webinar. Yeah, and then we just put out this newsletter last week just to remind everyone that we're on all this social media. We've got even these podcasts that go out several times a week. So that's what we're trying to do there, is practice what we preach and take, you know, all the blog posts that we put out there in text and turn them into audio articles and string them together into podcast episodes. Sometimes we'll take sections from, you know, virtual conferences or from the weekly office hours and put them in there. And just trying to get out on all social media through all, you know, different types of multimedia. And then we're just summarizing all the other events here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for today, I think. Anything else you guys want to go over? Did you have any FAQs that you want to talk about? That was really good, the one that you brought last week. Any interesting tickets this week to go over?
1 second, I have to check that because I think I did hear something. Did you look in Asana?
So you put it in which project, you think?
The FAQs, tracking stats on galleries. That was a good one. And article editor toolbar.
Matt to Mo.
Oh, article editor toolbar, Matt. That's a good
Yep.
one.
Article editor toolbar. Okay, let's take a look at that one. I could just even, I'll log out of here. Hopefully
I think this came from KY Press.
Sorry, say that again?
I think this question came from KY Press.
Oh, okay, cool. So just on the classic editor page,
Yep,
is that?
just on the classic edit.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, so that automatically brought me into the
article.
Yeah, the block editor. Let me go in through articles, all articles. Classic edit. Okay.
Okay, so you see the list of toolbars you have at the top? Or the
Yes.
The bold, italic, indent. Well, there's a.
Oh, this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff. So going the third button from the right.
Okay.
It says toggle toolbar. Click that.
Okay.
See how that second row of tools ends up missing? We get questions about this every once in a while. People will ask, they'll say, well, I used to have a way to change my font color and it's gone. And all it is
right. It's just right there. Okay, that's a good FAQ.
Yeah, all you have to do is click that toggle toolbar button and the other tools will appear.
Great. Okay, good one. Yeah, we'll definitely want to clip that one for just like a quick 10-second FAQ video. That's nice. All right. The toggle toolbar. Okay. Anything? I think Vera, you said something about Madamo.
Yes, to reports like for individual ads or pages, how many people are clicking.
Right. Well, let's dig around in there a little bit. Let me actually go to. Actually, you know, I always have this issue logging in. Terry, are you logged in by any chance into Madamo right now? Can you look at our hometown stats for our website?
For our website, 1 second.
Yeah, just while I get this going. Oh, here we go. Maybe I can get there. Okay.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay, I think I'm almost there too. Okay, no, I just got there at the same time. So, but if you could look at it too and just maybe, you know, find answers to questions too. So, Vera, what was the first thing? One thing I wanted to actually show that's really interesting to me before we get to the question. Well, tell me what like specifically people have asked about through
This
tickets.
one
Is
I
there anything?
had was a particular page. They wanted to see how many people were visiting a specific page. I think they had
Right,
something going on with the election news, and they wanted to see how far the reach was and how many click-through to
right,
that page was.
right. So usually that's going to be, I would say, through behavior, pages, and then, you know, any popular page on your site is going to get ranked to the top. So, you know, if it's something that is popular for that week, then you want to set the time frame for the week. Make sure that's set up right, because otherwise you'll just get the most popular sites of all time. But I mean, this is one way to do it. You could also, I guess, do a keyword search for the URL. You know, just this part of the URL, like the end part. Let's see, what would happen if I did that? 2017, this is something that comes up all the time. Best free weather.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that's something that generates a lot of traffic. I'm not sure if you can really search for
Well,
that.
it's on there in the pages, Matt. You see it?
Yeah, no, I see it there, but I'm just thinking,
Expand
like,
it.
is there another way
You
to
can
find
expand it.
expand it, right?
Right.
Okay.
Hover over on the right.
Which one of these?
It should show you. Hold on, I have to check. I want to say you got to go up one and hover over that one. All right. Open
You
segmented.
can open segmented log. So
Love
this
that.
is just going to be the stats for this one page.
Right.
Well, this is actually like the traffic. So where people were coming from based on their IP.
Context.
There's a lot of data there. I think it's probably more useful to look at something like this.
I don't have my date set.
Well, if you
Yeah.
look at,
Oh.
yeah, just like how the page has performed over time. So you think that would be helpful? Like if someone knew, you know, when the article ran, and be able to just filter for that time frame and find it in this list.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
These are all, yeah, these are all based on the URL. This page, Google Docs, is ourhometown.com/Google Docs. So you see, so like if they have a certain article on their site, they could just, you know, look for this extension in the stats. That would be the way I would do it. Okay. One other thing that was interesting to me about stats was I feel like,
Where they're coming from, where visitors are
yeah,
coming.
where they're coming from, where they're going after, transitions, I think is what it was. Yeah.
This is really
So
cool.
you can just go to any page and look at it's ranking my most popular pages for me. So like, our hometown is a marketing site, so like it's a slightly different application, but I mean, I come in here all the time just to know why people are coming to our site so I can, get more leads. Um,
That's
as a newspaper, you can do the same thing. What's that?
DMCA got 89 page views. That's really interesting to me.
Yeah, yeah. Those aren't really like highly qualified people, I would say though. I mean, they're not really. I mean, I guess they could be looking at the note on the bot in the footer that says, yeah, actually, because that link is right next to the note that says this website is done by our hometown. So yeah,
Right.
these people are valuable actually, and to know that they're coming in, let's see, from websites. A lot of them are coming direct entries. Yeah, so those are people coming straight in. Sometimes they come from internal pages, it looks like, but that's not very often. So yeah, 75 people, that's like 90% of the traffic coming to this page is a direct entry from one of our customer sites that's clicking in the footer right next to the message that says this website is done by our hometown. And then they go privacy policy.
Huh.
See that?
People are really concerned with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that tells me about that traffic. Like what is their interest? I mean, I guess they're probably not looking for well, I guess I can't really draw any conclusions about that, but small percentage ends up going to audio articles. It's kind of cool. Um,
Let's see.
Surprised that they get there actually, because this is dmca.com. That's this page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so some of them are clicking on the privacy policy there. Some of them must be getting to audio articles through here because there's no other way really to go directly, you know? But anyway, I mean, that's a small, it's only 4% that do that. Most of them go to the privacy policy. That's interesting. Yeah, so you can look at the contact us would probably be the most important one to know. Like, where are people coming from to sign up to get a demo? Because that's what this page does. It's the lead generation page. So
What about Facebook?
61%. What's that?
What about Facebook? That's in acquisitions, right? Where they come from?
Yeah, sometimes direct entries. Let's see here. I don't want to website, social networks. So for this period, let's look at a whole month though. Let's look at all of October. Yeah, we get a decent amount of traffic from Facebook, definitely more than the other ones. And we're posting the exact same content on all three of these social networks. That's actually pretty much all that we do.
I guess my question is this is only tabulating the social network links. It's not all the links. So that's
Right.
not, I don't want to be making our publishers think that, this volume of people came from Facebook. It's only the social networks people that
For
came.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
definitely.
we get 2,000
You can
people.
look at it here. Like this is the real breakdown. I mean, look at that. So we thought you saw that number. What was it? yeah, 116, like whatever, it's like 120 something total. But if you look at the overview, 124 total from social networks. Most
So,
of our traffic is from Google, clearly, almost over 10 times the amount. But then, well, not most of it. The majority is actually from direct entries, which is people, I guess, clicking on links in emails. That's probably our newsletter, because we're sending out a couple thousand of those emails every month. So we're actually getting a lot of traffic. The question is, which of these groups most likely turns into a customer?
yeah,
But I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think it's important to be everywhere. I mean, I've gotten a couple leads from Facebook lately, but the vast majority is the search engines, because they're already looking for our product. But yeah, there's a ton here. I just love this stuff. It's really interesting to dig into. Just going back to contact us, what that would look like. So yeah, I mean, people are going to our DMCA page mostly, but it's pretty widespread here. Others, I don't know what the heck that is. That's actually the majority. Come from internal pages. But all the stuff that we're doing with virtual conferences, that's bringing people to the contact us page to request a demo, or they request a demo, or maybe they don't, but then they go on to the pricing page, and I don't know, it's pretty interesting to understand your users' behavior. It can be very helpful for deciding what to publish. So
yeah.
check out Matimo.
Not only what to publish, but how to present it, how to spin it.
Right. Yep. Exactly. And I think just looking at acquisition, seeing what's working, doing more of that, and whatever isn't really working. I mean, I would say social media isn't really working for us because we're actually spending money there on like advertising, and this other one we aren't at all. So it's like it doesn't even make sense really from that
Right.
perspective. But we're trying to grow that though,
But for a publisher, there may be a publisher that gets a lot of traffic from Facebook, maybe only
Right,
for a single article or two, and that can
right,
reveal a lot about their readers. What are their readers interested in? How was that article presented so they can,
right,
present future articles in the same way, with the same tone
right.
or the same, um, I don't know, just how do you grab those readers? What was it about that article that grabbed those readers? And how can you
Right,
apply that to
right.
the articles?
Well, let's see here. Here's an article. Yeah, we can look at the visit log. Let's just see if we can get a sense of that. Direct entry, which again is the majority, like 2,000 plus in the last month for direct entry. But then, okay, they do show the social network here. So that's pretty cool because you can see now that the Facebook audience comes in here, they go there, and then they go here. They actually just bounce around between two links. But if one of these people from Facebook eventually made their way to the contact us page, and then, man, we could do some cool things. Like we could say, okay, they came in here Wednesday, October 14th at this time, and then we had a demo request basically at that same time. Then we can suddenly figure out who this IP address was.
Well, we can figure out too that that's a good time to, or it might be a good time. It could be a one-off thing, but it might be a good time to post to Facebook.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good point, but it just seems like it's all. I wonder if there's a way to export that as a spreadsheet and just be able to analyze it without scrolling through all this.
I think
It's kind of a lot.
we could do a lot with spreadsheets. He could.
Yes. Yes.
Spreadsheet guru.
There's so much that can be done that I never really appreciated before. All right, cool. Well, I think that's good for today. Unless you guys have anything else, any other questions this week that you want to go over?
I don't have anything, but I did send you a list of frequently asked questions for upcoming office hours if we have time.
Sure, sounds good. Yeah, let's save some. Let's get a list together. And actually, if you could put that in Asana somewhere, like in some place where Terry can drop the ideas to, and so that they're not lost in Slack, that would be good. So let's get like a project
Awesome.
going or a task going in Asana. But yeah,
For 10 seconds.
say that again. Oh, I think I lost Terry's audio there.
Yes, she faded out.
Was I muted?
Yeah, you were for a second there. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying that user rules would be another 10-second one too. We frequently get questions about that. Like if
User roles.
Yep. If a publisher sets up his staff as an editor.
So yeah, if I'm in here, right now I'm in here as ops, I think, right? Yeah. Okay, so you're saying if I go to users.
Yep.
I'm still sharing my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you go to users,
let's go to like an editor, right?
Right.
Someone that's an editor, they need the most permissions.
Correct. But only one. A lot of times publishers want to, be really generous, and they want, because there's another option below, they want to give their editors.
Where's that option? Down here. It's all this other stuff.
Right. Yeah. So they want to give their editors access to everything, and they just check off everything. But the thing is that the system defaults to the lowest permissions available. So that if you give your staff multiple user roles, it's going to only give them access to the lowest level. So you always want your staff to only have one user role.
Right.
And usually
that's another, right. That is a good, quick, like we should have a name for these, like 30-second tips or something. So we'll clip that for the next newsletter. Sounds good. Let's see here. Hold on one second. Subscriber. Yeah, no, I think that's good. Anything else we want to show here?
I think that's good for today.
All right, sounds good.
We kind of bounced all over.
See you all later. What's that?
So we kind of bounced all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. No, I like that though. That was especially interesting in the beginning. That'll make for a good tutorial.
Right.
Awesome. All right, we'll talk to you both later. Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, see you, Vera. Bye.